There are 37 days of election simulation, then voting comes along just to end it.
So the annual problem of our generation is finding a candidate to win it.
Like maybe
holding a pixel or hanging up posters.
Or bribing freshmen with chocolates.
discovering answers to elections and charts.
Or interviewing your opponent.
So stick with us, cause the TNN hosts are gonna do it all. So stick with us, cause the TNN hosts are gonna do it all. Hello again!
Welcome back to TNN!
In this episode, we will be exploring each candidate's stance on the economy, immigration, and the environment.
But why are we addressing these issues together?
Well, this is because all these issues are deeply interconnected in significant ways.
Economic policies can severely impact the flow of immigrants as well as the quality of the environment.
Let's briefly talk about the basis of our economy.
Capitalism!
Yep.
Capitalism is when a country's trade and industry are owned by private owners for profit.
This allows for the people, instead of the government, to control the economy.
Be prepared to hear a candidate's debate about their strategies regarding current issues about our capitalist economy, immigration, the environment, and the ways in which these issues are connected. Stay tuned until we're back!
Hi, today we are here with Asa Hutchinson. Asa Hutchinson, what changes do you think need to be made to the economy, if any?
So I think that the economy needs to be greatly improved. We're really struggling with providing people with jobs, and taxes are at an all-time high. So when I become president, I want to lower taxes, drastically expand the workforce, and ensure that everyone who is able to work can work.
And how would you work to eliminate poverty?
So on like a similar note, I want to make sure that everyone who's able-bodied who receives benefits from the government will work. I want to ensure that everyone who's over 62 doesn't face violations for working, and I want to expand Medicaid so that people can receive benefits from the government who need those benefits and are unable to work. So these three ways will help people have more money.
Thank you. And now moving on to climate change. What are your views on climate change and how would you work to improve this issue?
So first things first, I do believe that climate change is real, unlike some of my opponents. While I want to ensure that we are investing in sustainable energy sources in the future, I don't believe that we should completely eliminate fossil fuels at the moment. So while I want to continue various pipeline projects that use fossil fuels, but I also want to invest in sustainable energy sources like solar, wind, and things of the sort.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Gabriel, and I'm here with
Sylvana Brooks Powers.
So why don't you tell us a bit about yourself?
My name is Sylvana Brooks Powers. I'm a proud Black woman, mother, dog owner, and wife, and I'm running to be your District 31 City Councilwoman.
So do you have any plans for the poverty of District 31?
Yes, so I plan to double down on taxing of the wealthy. We've been seeing a lot of continuous tax breaks in our wealthy communities, which is unfair to those to middle-class communities, so I intend to double down on that. I also intend to increase funding in improvements in our NYCHA communities so that we can improve issues like lack of hot water, lack of heating within these communities so that they're livable for individuals inhabiting those communities.
Another topic of this week is environment. So do you have any environmental plans for your district?
So District 31 is one very affected by climate change. In areas like Far Rockaway that are near the beach, we're seeing a lot of flooding near the coastline. A lot of these communities are getting flooding and damage to their properties, which is why I'm intending to increase funding in those departments so that we can increase the resiliency of our coastline.
Okay, thank you.
Whoa, stop. Get down. What are you doing? Get down from the borders. But as a former Texas representative myself, I know how important border control is to our country. Oh my goodness, what's in your bag? Give me this. Give me this right now. Let's see what's in here. Oh my gosh, it's fentanyl. Fentanyl is one of the leading causes in drug overdose in our country. It is coming with hundreds of illegal immigrants each day. Get out. Get out.
Now here's a word from our sponsors.
Are you ladies alright?
Oh, what's over there? Don't be tricky, vote for Nikki.
Hi, I'm Sally. I'm one of your hosts, and welcome to the TNN Game Show. Today, candidates will be playing a game of cup pong, but with a twist. In these cups, we have a variety of different drinks, some worse than others. Here is how the game will go. One candidate will try to get the ball in the cup, and if they don't, then they have to answer a question asked by me. If they do, then the opponent has to drink what's in the cup. Okay.
Don't miss.
Shut up. Okay. First question. How do your policies address economic concerns such as inflation or economic recovery post-COVID?
So personally, I feel as if the relief, Bidenomics in general, has completely messed up the country. Even Donald Trump, with Barack Obama, with Donald Trump, and with Joe Biden, our national debt has skyrocketed. We need to fix that, and I will fix that by not removing taxes, but I will decrease taxes for the middle class. I will tackle inflation and...
Okay. If you were to be elected, in what ways would you support communities in poverty?
Well then, when I'm elected president again, I will cut taxes, which will allow the economy to grow. It'll create more jobs, and people in poverty will be able to find jobs. I'm not drinking the whole thing.
I think that's a bad one. What is that?
I'm not drinking that.
Okay. How would you be dealing with immigration? Are you in support of enforcing border security as well as the deportation of illegal immigrants?
So yes, I am in support of deporting illegal immigrants, and I want to defund sanctuary cities such as NYC and LA, and I'm also in support of borders to the south. When it comes to borders for the Atlantic or North or Pacific, I want to keep those open because of NATO. I feel as if we should have a good relationship with our allies. So, yeah.
That one's a good one.
Oh, that's disgusting.
See, I can finish it.
Which one's it bad? I got you.
Which immigration policies do you plan to expand on, and which do you object to?
The immigration policies I plan to expand on are building the wall and the Remain in Mexico policy, which I implemented when I was president, which made people seeking asylum remain in Mexico until they were approved to cross the border.
And which do you object to?
I object to the kids in cages. Don't miss!
Okay.
I almost got those.
Next question. Are you in support or opposition of the use of deadly force against immigrants suspected of trafficking illegal drugs?
So I come from a family of immigrants. Both my parents immigrated from India. So I feel as if when it comes to immigrants, we should not use force, but we should hold them in their original countries during their hearings. We should not murder them or anything like that. We should just make sure that they're out of the country until they become citizens with visas.
Okay. What environmental issues do you feel that is most important to address? How do you plan on addressing them?
Do I support the reduction of what?
Carbon. You want it to.
Some environmental issues I plan on addressing are reducing carbon emissions and becoming energy independent. Don't miss! Don't miss!
Can you please tape his mouth shut, please?
You missed, you missed. Yes.
Okay. As a candidate, do you believe in climate change? Do you see it as a concern? Do you reject or support the idea of transitioning the United States from fossil fuel to renewable energy?
So yes, I do believe in climate change, and I do think that it is a very big concern, especially for the next generation. But I do not support getting rid of fossil fuels in exchange for renewable energy, because I feel as if fracking, which is offshore drilling, I feel as if that would be more useful to our nation. For example, in the economy, look at our debts. If we use fracking, our debts will become lower because we are not having to import oil. So I feel as if, since also already a lot of our machinery use gas, for example, cars, trains, we still need that. We can't just, it costs way too much money to just completely convert to renewable energy, and we cannot afford that right now. So therefore, I feel as if we should still use fossil fuels.
Okay. Would you be supporting the growth of small businesses?
Should say yes, of course I'm supporting the growth of small businesses.
Because I want to create jobs.
Because it will create jobs.
Yeah, of course I'd be supporting the growth of small businesses. It'll create jobs and it'll produce money into the economy, and then we can lower the national debt. You missed. Yes.
Okay. Would you support the growth of small businesses?
So I am 100% in support of the growth of small businesses because before politics, I actually worked for my family's small business, and that helped me grow and learn leadership and learn more about the economy. So I feel like small businesses are what makes the economy of America the economy of America. So therefore, I feel as if we should be in full support of them.
Okay. Looks like it was a tie. Thank you for joining us in our game of Cup Pong.
Good afternoon, Townsend Harris. My name is Steven Jokic, reporting with TNN. Who do I have with me today?
You are here with Doug Burgum, the governor of North Dakota. I'm running to be your next president.
Thank you, Doug. First question of the day. With inflation skyrocketing in the recent years, what are you going to do to combat that?
First of all, the first thing that we have to do to combat that is to get Joe Biden out of office. His policies have been ruining our economy, even after COVID, which has been over for many years. What I plan on doing is to do the conservative way, and that is to lower gas prices, lower taxes, cutting government regulations, and just overall giving back to the American people from what this government has stolen from us.
Thank you. Next topic up for debate is climate change. So, do you believe in climate change?
I do believe in climate change.
What are you going to do to fight it?
As governor of North Dakota, I passed zero carbon policies and zero carbon laws around the state that will have to be enacted by 2030, and I have done that while still supporting the fossil fuel industry in our state. And we have other Republican candidates. Donald Trump said that the windmills are going to kill the birds. We have Vivek Ramaswamy saying that climate change is a hoax, when we know outright that it's not a hoax, and that the world could come to an end very soon with no, and I'm not exaggerating about that. So we have to implement climate change policies as soon as possible.
Great points. Last question of the day. With immigration being a hot topic for debate in the recent years, what immigration policies are you going to implement?
Before we talk about legal immigration, we have to discuss the topic about illegal immigration. And that is to secure a border under Biden's border crisis. I have sent North Dakota troops to our border, not the Canadian border, but our Mexican border, and along with many other Republican governors to help this border crisis that Joe Biden has seemingly ignored. But when it comes to legal immigration, I support streamlining the process to make legal immigration much easier for immigrants, because there is a lot of things that immigrants have to do to get into this country, and I feel like it should be easier for legal immigrants to get in. But before we discuss that topic, we have to deal with the border crisis first.
Thank you for all your time, Mr. Burgum. Any last words?
Biden can't get a word out of his mouth. He's unfit to be president. And finally, don't be smug. Vote for Doug. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Raymond. Today I'm here with
Will Hurd.
So, can you introduce yourself to us?
Thank you. My name is Will Hurd, and I'm running to be a Republican primary candidate for the 2024 election.
And what do you plan to do for the economy this year?
If elected into office, I will focus heavily on inflation. Inflation is a major issue in our country due to the increase in prices such as food prices, gas prices, and rent prices. People are starving. People do not have money to feed themselves. Families are struggling to support themselves. Inflation is a major problem, and if elected into president, I will combat inflation.
And what do you think about how Joe Biden handled the economy over his presidency?
Wonderful question. Joe Biden, under his leadership, the economy has tanked. As I have stated before, inflation is over the roof. The American government is spending way too much on policies that don't matter. He's focusing way too much and spending way too much on interest rates when he should be focusing on the important matters at hand, such as taxes and spending. He's spending way too much.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, I'm Aaron.
And I'm Jonathan.
And welcome to the
TNN Game Show.
We're here with
Zilekau
and
Shakar Krishna.
And today we will be playing a Jenga game. Here is how it will work.
You both will try to pull a wooden block out of the tower, and then there will be a question on each side of it. You will then answer that to the best of your abilities.
After the candidate answers, feel free to debate with each other or ask some follow-up questions to rile up your opponent. Whoever makes the tower fall first loses.
You want to go first?
Alright, I guess we can do rock, paper, scissors.
Alright, rock, paper, scissors.
Rock, paper, scissors, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, scissors, shoot. Alright.
You go first.
I go first.
Krishnan inspecting the Jenga. Ooh,
Ooh,
easily
wow,
pulls out
that was
the
easy.
bottom block.
Well done.
Alright, so the first question is, how do your policies address economic concerns such as inflation or economic recovery post-COVID?
Yes, it's a great question. I'm a huge proponent of cutting the spending of our government, right? So New York spends too much money. We have a bloated government, and it's wasting money on a multitude of things. And if we stop spending, that's how we lower inflation, right? Inflation is caused because people have too much money to spend, and it causes the prices to rise of goods and services. So by cutting our spending as a government, we can lower the inflation rate and also try to manage our money in a better way so that we can get out of debt. I want to provide affordable housing and also not tax cuts, right? Because if we give people more money, and I know that sounds nice and all, but you're going to lose that money in the long run because the inflation rate is going to keep going up, right? So what we need to do is change the way our government works, cut our spending, make sure that we're investing in things that actually need to be invested in. And that's how we will reduce inflation and help the constituents.
And what are those things that need to be invested in?
That need to be invested in?
That need to be
yes,
cut?
This is a great question. So, what we need to invest in, how people are able to gain citizenship when they're applying for citizenship, the immigrants. We need to invest in safety, we need to invest in infrastructure, and we need to invest in affordable housing, right? Those are the three most important things. And our teachers. Our teachers, very important. They do not get enough respect and money, so we need to invest in them.
That was quite long.
That was quite long. And be aware he will cut spending, but he has no idea what he will cut it on.
That's not necessarily true.
Mr. Krishnan, do you have any response to this, or are you just going to stand there and look at me?
Well, unlike my opponent here, I believe that we should increase taxes towards the rich, which will therefore help the poor immigrant communities that's in District 25. Like, the communities that we need to really focus on are the poor immigrant communities. Unlike my opponent here, he's not really supporting the immigrants. In fact, Elmhurst and Jackson Heights has one of the highest immigrant populations in the whole entire world. Yeah!
So I don't know if my opponent was actually listening when I talked, but I said that I wanted to invest in affordable housing. So I don't know if my opponent knows what that is, but affordable housing is meant to help underprivileged communities like immigrants. I also have plans in place. The first bill that I want to pass when I'm elected is to revamp the process for citizenship for immigrants, while also, I vow, this is the most important thing of my plan, is to protect them from deportation. The immigrants that are here illegally, and there are a lot of them, I want to protect them from deportation because once they made it here, they deserve to be here. They deserve a chance at life in this beautiful state. So yes, that is my plan.
And what bills are you passing?
I haven't heard anything from my opponent about helping immigrants, by the way, in his time as an elected representative. I don't think he's done anything except build parks and play a little basketball with them.
Well, even though I do agree with building parks, as I think parks are really crucial to our communities, I love to help immigrants. Immigrants are one of my main important points I want to address, as I believe that immigrant communities need more funding. Small businesses ran by immigrants need more funding. For example, I actually started a nonprofit organization which helps immigrant communities as well as immigrants to get more affordable housing. Unlike my opponent here,
But additionally, I also help them with their business as well. For example, a lot of the immigrants here in District 25, they have language barrier problems. And as a result of my organization, I help to help them with their businesses and their language barriers.
Well, that was really fun hearing that.
I'll continue. My turn.
Your turn?
Alright. Ooh. Oh, blank. Lucky you.
Blank.
Oh, I put it back on.
He doesn't know how to play Jenga.
Damn.
Because I spend time on the things that actually matter.
Oh, shoot.
He doesn't know how to song.
All right. Which immigration policies do you plan to expand on, and which do you object?
Okay, great. So, I've already said this, but it's important, so I'm going to keep saying it, right? We need to revamp the pathway for citizenship for immigrants that come to this country while protecting them from deportation to the best of our ability, right? And I built myself from the bottom up, right? I know firsthand what immigrants need, and that's why I'm the best possible candidate to reconstruct our pathway to citizenship for our immigrants.
Any response to that?
Well, just like my opponent, I come from 2 immigrant parents from India. And I also first-handly know the struggles that an immigrant community has to face, as I personally experienced those struggles. Growing up, going to school, living in a community where no one, and especially the government, really doesn't help out that much. So by me being re-elected to councilman of District 25, I'll be able to continue to...
This is up. So Cal.
Oh, my turn?
Oh, sorry, no. Okay, sorry, I can't count.
Alright. This is like a part 2 of a question. This is like, if no, what aspects of this transition do you see most unfavorable, and why is it important?
Just pull another one.
Just pull.
Voided.
Another blank.
Oh! Okay, this is too early in the scene, so we need to... Let's go. Alright, let's go.
I guess I'll go again.
Full finger method.
That's illegal, right?
Well, yeah,
I always play one-handed.
that's illegal. Wait, that's illegal.
Okay, it's okay. No, we gotta help out.
According to the rules,
What? Just read it!
read it. Think about that.
Give it to me.
All right. The question is, which immigration policies do you plan to expand on, and which to object?
Can we just do
Which?
that?
Just answer it again.
Okay, so let's keep it going. My turn?
Sure.
Oh!
He doesn't know how to play Jenga.
Wow. Wow.
Let's do a round 2, guys.
No, I think that was good, bro.
I'm so glad we got to meet some of our candidates.
Yeah, it was sure entertaining.
Anyway, we'll be back with healthcare, abortion, LGBT and sexual rights and education, and affirmative action next time.
TNN out!